Welcome to another episode of Angels, Fairies, and Witches. I'm Michelle.
And I'm Laura.
Hopefully you saw our episode last week, and we had been talking about the fairies, and I was just about to start talking about fairy dust. So let's just briefly recap that fairies are much smaller versions of angels, but they're every bit as real. They're predominantly in charge of things like the environment and animals and nature. They're absolutely nothing evil about them. They're very beautiful, mischievous, funny creatures.
Yep.
So I was showing you all with my 500-pound mortar and pestle how to make fairy dust. And normally I would have this set up in my kitchen on the night of a full moon, but it's in my lap right now and I can't get up without a lot of help. So we're just going to do it here. Basically, you want to go to a craft store. A little shout out to A.C. Moore and Michael's. And what you want to buy is actually glitter. It comes in a couple of different
thicknesses,
grains. You want extra fine. Okay, if you can't find extra fine, then just fine. You do not want the coarse. It's too much work. So, I was saying here, I made this the full moon in May, which was May 9th. And again, it doesn't have to be the full moon. I just like it because I make a ritual of it. And May 1st is a wonderful witches' holiday called Beltane. And most of the witches' holidays are drinking and carousing. God, am I well suited to this faith or what? But Beltane in particular is, it extends pretty much, celebrated on May 1st, but it extends for the month of May, and it's just about being lusty and fun, enjoying, and, trying not to worry about the consequences.
Welcoming spring.
Yeah, welcoming spring, too. So, for that, I chose colors in the pink family because I was kind of focused on the heart chakra, love, lust, like. So what you want to do, and again, I said Martha Stewart does not need a plug from me, but she really has some of the finest products. So I took about 2 or 3 shades of pink, just what appealed to me. And then I took a bottle of the white glitter and just added a little bit. And then, if you remember when I showed you how to make angel sugar, you're going clockwise. Those are the things you want to add to your life. Counterclockwise, the things you want to get rid of. So for angel sugar and fairy dust, I'm afraid I'm going to say angel dust. Big difference. All right, so you want to go clockwise, and you're kind of grinding it into a fine powder. Now you're going to wear this. You're not going to eat this. Give me some adjectives, some things that you want to add to your life that would represent fairies.
Playfulness.
Playfulness.
Joy.
Joy.
Happiness.
Happiness.
Compassion.
Compassion.
Kindness.
Kindness. I can go faster if you can. Fun, friends, laughter, joy, health,
right.
Magic. Big on magic.
Yep.
Come on, keep it going. See how boned up you are on the job. I'm just torturing her because really what we did is plenty. Come on.
She is torturing me.
Come on. Couple more. Fairies. Lightness.
Respect.
Respect. One more.
We said kindness.
We said kindness a few times.
Laughter.
Fun, laughter, joy, merriment. You get the idea, right? This is all fairy stuff. And you're going clockwise. Okay, so when you're done, and there's no magic number.
Frivolity.
I'm sorry, you missed your window of opportunity. But I like frivolity, so we're going to add that in.
Okay.
Are we officially done?
I think we're officially done.
Okay. So what you want to do... Ugh, don't get any ideas with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who has the weapon now?
normally you could take this outside the night of a full moon, and just again, the idea is to get the moonbeams kind of hitting it for a few minutes, or put it in a window where you think the moonlight will come. And then the next day, you just bottle this baby up, and I'm going to show you how to apply it.
I think she needs
It's like
to
I've
know.
got an elephant sitting on me. There we go. Okay, so you're going to be my willing subject,
Oh, sure.
or not so willing subject. Okay,
Do I have a
obviously
choice?
you could do this to yourself, or you could do it to others. This is a spell I like, and you just take a little pinch. Word of caution. On your face, I wear it on my face, she wears it on hers. If you have, as a little disclaimer running here, just been my experience from the people that I've made this for, if you have sensitive skin or sensitive eyes, probably don't do it by your face, okay? You really want to get the heart chakra.
That's the key. The heart chakra.
The heart chakra. Bam, as Emerald would say. Okay, that was unnecessary, but fun. Let's say you want to do it to yourself. Hold out your palm. Also, when you start working with magical tools, mortar and pestle, crystal ball, cauldron, the list goes on, tarot cards, try not to let anybody touch your tools. Simply because this has been so infused with my energy and my energy alone for so many years. Not that she would mess it up, but we have different energies.
We have totally different energies.
And I don't need all that kind, loving, mushy, emotional stuff.
Okay,
That's why
so
I put it in her palm. Okay, I'm going to touch it though. You want to cover the heart chakra. Make it your own. You could make, I'm not doing it yet, but you could make circles. You could just kind of bam yourself. There's a little spell. Okay, this is silly. Well, what the heck. It goes like this. Fairies of joy and delirious blisses, bring me the guys with the magical kisses.
I like it.
I know, I wish I made that up, but I didn't. You know, a lot of these spells and the incantation that goes along with it, the reason that it's sing-songy and it rhymes is because, number one, it's much easier to commit to memory, something like that. And number two, the idea behind it, these spells are to keep it light, to keep it from being, serious and somber. And that, my friends, is the message of the fairies.
I like to
Lighten up.
Before I put mine on, I like to look in the mirror and say, face of a fairy, body of a goddess, soul of an angel.
I say, face of a fairy, body of a thin goddess, soul of a witch. So, let us apply. Or you could even repeat the words that you used putting it into the spell. Joy, love, happiness,
Frivolity,
Frivolity.
kindness, respect.
Have a little fun. You could, if you wear gel or touching. Did you see the touching?
Well, I didn't want it to fall over on you.
It's not going anywhere. It's like a statue. You could even
I like
put
to
a little
it
in your
my
hair.
Yep, I like to put it in my hair.
Certainly then you could finish it up on the clothing. You're going to attract a lot of attention, but positive stuff. So again, like I said, this batch was made with various shades of pink glitter. Always add, whatever colors you use, always add a little bit of white, just to sort of the universal color. If there comes a time you want to work on, now if you've been with us and paying attention these last couple of months, and you know what we're talking about, the solar plexus, which is your seat of power, if you've been feeling down lately or not worthwhile, unworthy, that's what I want to say. This chakra corresponds with the color yellow. So you might want to make a batch of yellow fairy dust and then really put in words like self-worth and independence and self-esteem and confidence.
And beautiful.
And smart and worthy.
Energetic and healthy.
Now, if you want to work on the sacral chakra, that's creativity, but also sexuality. Let's say you need to do a quick spell to get that mojo back. You'd want to make it more of the orange toned. And then words like sexy, sensual, seductive,
Passionate.
oh, that's a good one. Lusty, Good stuff like that. So that was fairy dust. So in talking just a little bit more,
We were talking about the angel or the fairies, and I I had mentioned that I live next to a park, and I feel very fortunate to have this park next to me. And I know that sometimes when you live in the city, you don't always have that luxury, but I happen to have this park next door to me, and just to go out on a daily basis and to go out into the park and experience the energy of nature. And I have a beautiful boulder that's in the center of the park, and it's so wonderful to lay on that boulder and just feel its energy, or to lean against a great big tree and commune with the spirit of the tree. It's
you are such a tree hugger.
I am. I'm totally a
Yes.
tree hugger.
Tree hugger, dirt, was it?
Worshiper. Yeah, that's me.
The energy outdoors is great for the soul. You might prefer to go by the ocean. You might prefer walks in the park, feeding the wild birds outside. Let's talk about that. Let's tell these people some of the simple things they can do to help them connect with nature and therefore connect with the fairies.
Exactly. You definitely want to try to have flowers or plants in your yard or in your house. The fairies aren't really crazy about you keeping it finely groomed. They like it kind of wild.
They like what kind of wild?
Your garden.
Well, then
Yeah.
they must love mine.
I'm sure they do. I'm sure
Are they fans
do.
of overgrown weeds as well? Then Michelle's house is the place to be.
They really don't like fine manicured lawns.
Right,
and gardens.
sure.
Absolutely.
What was that article we read? That if you get some of these big leafy green plants that you can't kill them, like the philodendron, it adds like 80% more oxygen to the room.
Isn't
that like an amazing number?
Well, it's absorbing what we are expelling, the carbon dioxide that we expel, the plants absorb. You would think that would be harmful for the plants, but apparently that's what makes the process of adding oxygen to the room.
Yeah, I must have slept through that class in high school. And most others. Yeah, so that's something very easy that everybody can do. A couple of these big leafy green plants. One in your bedroom, one in your living room. Imagine what that'll do for the energy in the room as well.
If you don't want to go out and actually buy wild bird seed, if you've got leftover scraps of like old bread, the birds aren't that picky.
Mm-hmm. And you wouldn't be wasting either.
Right.
Yeah.
Instead of throwing it into the garbage.
I know with my children, particularly my oldest son who hasn't eaten voluntarily in about 14 years, you give him a waffle in the morning and I'm sure 3 bites later he's done with it. Throw it out for the birds. At least somebody's going to eat it then.
The birds and the squirrels.
Yep.
If you break it up in small enough pieces, the birds will like it. If you don't, the squirrels will get it.
So taking care of the environment. We were down at Rockaway Beach today, and perhaps you could tell them there was a rally. I just went because I was hoping I could see, some of the lifeguards.
They
But
aren't out yet.
Why were they there? Now, what were they rallying against? It was like Save the Beach, but I want to be specific.
Right. It was actually called Demand the Sand. And
Demand the Sand.
Yeah, because
she's going to tell you about this while I wrestle to put this away.
Rockaway doesn't have enough jetties, and the jetties prevent the sand from being washed out in a big storm. So there was a study that was started that what they could do to enhance the sands so that it doesn't wash away as frequently as it does. And they lost their funding, so the study got put on hold. So what they want is they want the government to dredge the bay of the sand that has been washed away in these last few bad storms that we had, Hurricane Irene especially, because the sand washes away from the boardwalk, and then the water, when the tide comes in, the water's able to go right under the boardwalk, and it's threatening people's homes. And so they need to dredge the bay and bring the sand back up onto the beach, up so it builds right up to the edge of the boardwalk.
So I'm confused. Do they need support and money to complete this study, or to actually get the work done?
They want us to push our councilmen and our senators for them to raise the money to get the study started again and the sand back. They want both those things to happen.
Don't you think they should just stop with the study and just get the job done? I mean, don't they have enough? I hate all these bureaucratic delay. What? No, sorry. Go on.
You were soapboxing for a minute.
Just a little.
Well, we all have a tendency to not like bureaucratic delays, indeed, I'm sure.
But that's kind of my point. And that's what I'm hoping that, the folks out there that have been kind enough to write to us and call us and let us know what a great job we're doing. Thank you. Take action. Stop with all the talk. Do something.
It doesn't take much. I mean, even if you just take a bag and pick up litter. Pick up litter in your favorite park space, or pick up litter on the beach. You're helping the environment, and you're making the fairies very happy as well.
Every time we go to the beach, the first thing we do is we get some plastic bags and we walk up and down Rockaway Beach, and we're around 195.
No,
we're not. I just drive there, but I don't know where are we?
95 to 105 in that area. We're not up
Well,
that
I still
high.
said 95.
You said 195.
I did not. Maybe I did. All right, so where are we? So the folks can visit us there?
95 to 105. We're in that. Depends on our mood. We usually park at 94.
It depends on her mood, is what she's trying to say. Yeah. So we take these plastic bags and we walk around and we just pick up some litter. She'll pick up anything. I kind of draw the line at condoms and diapers. But you know what, folks? In the last couple of years, Rockaway Beach is so cleaned up. And I think, even though this is still May, I think by the time we get to the episode that you're watching tonight, we should be right about in July. The beach is open. The lifeguards are hot. The water is clean. The bathrooms are spotless. Can you believe I'm saying this? The bathrooms are spotless. The people work so hard there. And now they have live music on weekends. They have, what are those new healthy food stands?
Yeah, they have a lot of healthier food options as well.
You could still get the burger and hot dog, though, but you can also get the Californian avocado salad. Anyway, I just wanted to share something with you. I found this in my house, and like the audience probably knows by now, I have 2 boys, so this was not from them. And I just found it this morning, and I thought it would tie in nicely. It says, the Magic Wand Project for Kids. And I guess where this little thing is, there would have been a magic wand, but there wasn't one. So listen to this. Magic. The magic wand of kindness found you. Yep, you. Magic doesn't come from the world. It comes from people and their kindness. That's where magic comes from. Jack, age 7, said that. Your mission. Discover your magic and do 3 acts of kindness. Send us pictures or share your kindness adventure at www.facebook.com/themagicwandprojectforkids. After you're done, give this wand to a friend or leave it for another kid to find. Have fun. And there's also another little thing. It says www.kindnessgirl.com. I don't know where this came from, but if kids are coming up with this brilliant idea about doing 3 acts of random kindness, surely, imagine how much more adults could do.
We try to make a list on a daily basis of acts of random kindness, arcs. We call it our arc list, that we try to do, because it's so important to just spread the love, and
It just makes you feel so good, doesn't
and it makes the person you help feel good too, you know. And what more could you ask for? It definitely makes you feel better.
You know, I said episodes long ago that sometimes just as simple as telling the cashier at the grocery store how pretty her earrings are. I mean, it's wonderful, but it's almost sad how something that simple can make a person's day. But it's that easy.
We get so conditioned to we'll look at somebody and we'll think it, but we don't say it. And the whole idea is, let's not isolate ourselves, and let's be more kind and loving and compassionate and caring, and say the thing that you thought when you see somebody walk by with purple hair or blue hair and you think that they look nice in it. You know, let them know, hey, cool hair, you know. Or if they've got an interesting tattoo on them, or they're wearing a lovely shirt.
Oh,
Right.
show them our tattoos. This is the we're not gay even though we have matching tattoos.
We
Come on,
have
there's Wonder Twin power, activate. It both says unless, because we had to get matching.
and that was from the Lorax.
The
And
Lorax, Dr. Seuss.
She had read the Lorax, I think, a couple of episodes ago.
Mhm.
If you've been watching, she had read the Lorax, and it was written in 1971 by Dr. Seuss, but it's just so timely today, still at this point.
And I would say by now, in July, it's got to be out on DVD. Get a copy for you and your kids. Get a copy of the book. You'll love it. It's anti-greed
And
anti-pollution, but it's a wonderful, fun story.
Yeah.
So.
And it really makes you think.
Why are we talking about tattoos? I did not get off the subject this time.
Yes, you did.
No, you said something about tattoos.
Oh, I was talking about admiring if somebody had an interesting tattoo, if you were...
Oh.
Right. We were talking about acts of random kindness. See? Got us back.
I'm with you. I'm with you. What are some other?
There's another project that's happening in my neighborhood where they want to tear the trees down in my park, which was a horrible thought to me, because they need to put in a special sewer line to the sewage treatment plant that's around the corner from my house. And
for the record, she's in the College Point, Whitestone area. Well, in case people want to get involved.
Sure.
Didn't give out your address.
Sure. And they did a study. They've been working on this for a while, and they did a study and tried to decide which would have less of an impact.
A witch would have less of an impact?
Which path that they took would have an impact on the
Get the sense
the
I don't really
neighborhood.
listen to you that much.
The word witch came out.
I heard.
Her ears
Witch
perked right
having
up.
less impact. Oh, quite the opposite.
Well, they talked about running
Go
the sewer pipe down the street, and then they talked about it going behind the houses, through the park and through the water, which I just find incredible that they're going to attempt this. But because the water back behind my house, it's kind of, it's like a quicksand. A good friend of mine made an attempt to walk out there one day and sunk up to his thigh. So
that was her boyfriend after a couple of beers. Oops. Was that supposed to be a secret?
But so I'm going to be real curious to see as to how they're going to get this equipment back there without losing the equipment.
Well, then maybe, their equipment needs to be sucked up into the quicksand until they stop this nonsense.
But I'm very happy that Mayor Bloomberg has done the Million Tree Initiative. That was a wonderful project that Mayor Bloomberg. Some of you probably don't really care for Mayor Bloomberg, but this was one thing that I thought was a wonderful idea. He's into planting trees wherever he can stick one. He's planting trees. And we need them. We were just becoming a gray cement environment, and
concrete jungle.
A concrete jungle, indeed. And we really need the trees. So I'm really opposed to them tearing my trees down to put the sewer line in, but
Well, they haven't made a decision yet.
the project's
another
supposed to
thing
start in the fall.
I want to tell people that they could do about the environment, and hopefully as episodes go on, I'd like to actually have you meet my friend Debbie. Debbie does animal rescue, particularly cats and kittens, and there's just so many of them that need good homes. So before you guys maybe think about going out there and getting a cockadoodle or a cockapoo or whatever hybrid Paris Hilton is carrying around in her purse these days, adopt a dog, adopt a cat. So that was, we told you how to make fairy dust and wear it with pride. Remember, folks, the fairies. Lighten up, have some fun, have joy in your heart.
It's hard to be stressful when you've got fairy dust on.
That is a perfect ending. It's
Yeah.
hard to be stressful when you have fairy dust on. This is Michelle saying have a blessed evening. Join us next week.
And this is Laura. Farewell.